Hello and welcome to a different look at the Duqueine race day event, this time with assists. So with assists on, I have to drop my steering sensitivity to 0 because man is it messing with me. There you go. I've got all of assists on, okay? Brake assist is on, steering assist is on, traction control is on. Now, steering assist low is already messing with me. I really can't use high. And if you watch my other video, if you really pay attention, you'll notice that this car is acting funny. Sometimes it's adding brakes a little bit more than what I want it to. Sometimes I'm hitting the gas, it's not responding quite yet. That's assist, guys. That's what assists do to you. So we're going to see how is this possible with assists. Same upgrades. I'll show that to you at the end to prove it after this is all done. But it's the same upgrades I had in my other video, which is all threes except for suspension, which is only at 2. I was wondering if assists were making it too difficult for stages like stage 5 race 2 to hit speed, or even this one, is the engine going to overheat because of what the assists are doing? I don't know, so I'm going to find out. I'm going to walk you guys through it. And it's been a long time since I raced with assists. Now I'm not sitting here depending on brake assist. I'm not going to do that. That really won't work, okay? You got to understand something. I've done multiple videos about this. I've talked about it a lot. Brake assist low always comes on too late, okay? 95% of the time. It comes on too late. Then you think you need traction control. No, you don't. You need to get on the brakes earlier yourself. Brake assist high comes on way too early, stays on way too long. But both traction and brake assist low will sometimes brake where there is no need to brake. And that is weird. Steering assist. Steering assist low is the least invasive, but it is still invasive. It sometimes is taking me out of the race lines I want to be in. It's not letting me have that choice. So I'm kind of stuck to do whatever they want me to do. Now that was interesting. I really lost it there. So that's nice. Brake assist low will let you make mistakes, which is nice. So sometimes people say, well, I just have it there as a safety net. Well, okay, but it's going to make you fly off track quite a lot. So then you have to use traction control because you think I need to control sliding off track. But traction control in this game is not intelligent. It's just brakes, guys. It's all 4 wheels, brakes. In real life, traction control is intelligent. It's you start losing traction on one side, it might just brake on one wheel to try to bring your car back in line. That's not how it works in this game. Traction control is brakes on all 4 tires. So that's the problem with it. Neat thing about traction control, if you don't need it, it doesn't come on. So again, people might say, well, then why not have it on all the time? Because it's better to have a small slide and recover than it is to have traction control come on. Because traction control stays on too long. So I would rather have a little slide that I can control, drift a little bit, very, 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 very little. Some people say there's no drifting in real racing. Nonsense, you don't watch enough. Yes, there's no big drifts, that's true. But everybody loses it once in a while. Doesn't matter what it is. Formula 1, IndyCar, NASCAR, whatever it is. GT3, GT4, I don't care. There are times they lose it and they're drifting a little bit and they save it, okay? So you can't say that they never skid, they never slide. That's not true. The only time it doesn't really apply is drag racing, but even then, they get loose once in a while and they save it. So, yeah. Tell you though, I'm really, really don't like assists. This is very frustrating for me, so I just have to ignore it and not be frustrated. So I did. I just embraced the challenge. So look at this. I did have to do a little bit of heat saving. But guys, I'm finishing in 3rd place. That's not the requirement. Requirement is just 5th place. I'm pushing the envelope. I'm making it more difficult. All right. So average speed, finish in the top 5. All right. Let's see if that's attainable. I don't think it'll be a problem. But let's talk about, if you didn't watch my other video, you should. That's where I'm running my normal setup, which is no assists. I'm using the same braking points and acceleration points here, but the game's fighting me a little bit. The assists are fighting me. Like here, I noticed that it will feather the throttle a little bit. It's feathering the brakes, which is just weird. Like it just suddenly is cutting out on me a little bit. And that's not wrong. That's what assists are supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be trying to keep you in line. And so that's what you want if you're doing this. Right there, it was tapping the brakes for me. You don't see it. Unless you're watching the speed, you don't see it. All I see is the effect of it. I feel it. Because what happens is, I'm used to steering at a certain rate. And when it starts braking at the wrong time, I'm suddenly oversteering because my speed's different. So it's really throwing me off. So I've had to readjust how I drive. Now, some people are really upset about the camera angle. Honestly, just don't think about it and you can calibrate yourself pretty quick. I'll get into a little bit of history of that. A lot of people think it's because of slingshot games. It is not, okay? That is not what started this camera angle. What started this camera angle was Codemasters. So EA and Codemasters merged, I forget when, but they merged. And then they started working on Real Racing Next, which was the second version of Real Racing 4. For that game, they designed Lime Rock Park, all 3 variants. I was one of the testers for that game, and it was actually pretty cool. At one point, I was driving while the head developer was watching me. We were on a video link, and I was commenting on things, and I didn't like how the cars were handling. I really didn't like the steering. Massive understeer, I think it's called, where you just can't turn. And so he brought in 2 other coders to watch me play and listen to my feedback, and looking at why were they doing it this way, and he wanted them to hear my feedback to adjust the game. And it was really interesting. It was getting, nice feedback. There's a lot of things I did not like about that game. There were some things I did, but oh my goodness, you think this way of upgrading cars is frustrating? That was a whole nother level. So anyway, that got canceled, and EA restructured. Whole lot of things happened. 6% of the staff got laid off. Fire Monkey Studio got downgraded to just doing Sims Freeplay, I think it is. I have to look at my other video. I did a whole video about this. But Lime Rock Park has that weird camera angle. This is Codemasters. This is when those 2 merged. Every new track since then has had this new camera angle. I've been talking to the developers about it. I've been sharing your feedback that people really don't like it, that it's really more for street circuits, like Formula E type of a thing, and maybe some Formula 1 tracks, really tight tracks. I'm not sure if they can do anything about it. It might be something that's in the coding, like something might have happened back then. Ooh, I got damaged right there, didn't I? Something might have happened back then that's not reversible. So if it is, great, but if it's not, then you got a whole bunch of people that will just never drive any new track because they can't handle the camera angle. I know from talking to Speedmaster as well that he really doesn't notice it that much. So if you get it out of your mind, just race. Just let yourself calibrate to the track, you'll be okay. Interlagos, it sure throws me off there too. Some of these variants, Sebring variants, I find it weird the way it rotates through corners. But if you just don't focus on it all that much, you'll be okay. Okay, obviously this was no problem for me. I really didn't need to talk about this at all. Fine. Some people told me Stage 4 was presenting them problems, so that's why I was showing some Stage 4 races. Even this one. Do I have enough fuel? I don't know, so let's just drive crazy aggressive and see what happens. See if I have more or less fuel. Because if the game's hitting the brakes on me, I'm saving fuel. Sort of. I'm gonna have to speed up more to get that speed back, but I don't know. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so I brake very little at the end of this wall. Then I'm on that gas. Oh, that 963 is in a horrible line for me. Watch for the first set of pylons. That's when you want to be on the brakes. And then you get back to the throttle pretty early. I can get away with it earlier here because it's just resisting me. Oh well, I didn't talk about that. Last corner was a very slight braking point. Then coming up here, just after we go under the bridge, you want to get on the brakes. The game might brake appropriately here. It felt like when I was late braking, the game was actually doing it at the exact same time. So there's the next corner as well might be a proper braking point with brake assist low. Ooh, you're giving me a nice push. Thanks, bud. Braking about 2 car lengths before the pylons. It's only 2 corners. Now I'm going to get off the brakes. I purposely drove it in a little bit deep to kind of dive bomb that corner. So I'm able to still do some things. That was a unusual race line. Oh, I was braking kind of between the first and second set of pylons there. It's letting me choose a little bit of race lines. Steering assist high, super restrictive. Don't use it for these circuits. Just don't. It's really bad. Super restrictive. You'll lose speed. It'll force you to take horrible race lines. Okay? Steering assist high, just don't. It's really bad. Steering assist low is, I'd say, the most. Now, one caveat. Whoa, boy, I just snuck in front of him, didn't I? How fast can I go? Oh my goodness, 295. It's pretty cool. Like with I wasn't on the throttle as early because of the game. So we'll see what happens in the next race here. Huh. Okay, I was about to talk about one exception to steering assist high. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Daytona Motor Speedway, and maybe Richmond. basically anything that feels like a speedway, like a super speedway type of a thing, there I do find steering assist high is beneficial, but that's it, nothing else. It has a tiny bit of traction control built into it, and it just helps to smooth out those corners a little bit. You can actually carry more speed with it on, I find. But I still think the best time trial drivers, if we have something at Daytona, they don't use it. And I don't either if it's just a time trial. But if I want to navigate traffic, oh, you bet, baby. So this is the one where I'm braking a little bit early, onto the throttle at the apex, always at the apex, which means middle of the corner. Then here, let's see, so here's the first set of pylons coming up. Yeah, you know what, I'm kind of second set of pylons. And then little tap on the 499 here. Sorry, buddy, but I'm bump drafting you. A little bit of NASCAR on you, yeah, baby. And here, it's probably about the second set of pylons, a little bit before. And then a power around the Ferrari, give him a little tap, get on the brakes, bud, get on my line here. Gotta be careful. These guys do mind their lines. If you're not playing nice, in my last video I showed how I got really taken out, and I thought he did the pit maneuver on me, but he didn't. I got out of my lane into his lane, and the game, the way it follows the car, it looked like he came up on me. He did not. I came down on across his nose, basically gave myself the pit maneuver. So it's not always the AI, sometimes it's us, just like in real life. It's not always the competition who does it to you. Sometimes you do it to yourself. All right, here's the video. I'm going to show you one way to do this. I'll do it differently, but some people might say you could slipstream. Okay, so I'm catching up to Gunner here, and I'm going to catch a toe. Okay, so you could do this, or if you're in front of him, you could get a push. But some people might say, oh, well, you had a slipstream, so clearly this isn't possible. Fine, I'll show it from the scratch, and I won't slipstream. I'll avoid him. I'll try to get in front of him, and then stay away from him as I'm getting down that section. Sorry, guys. I mean, it's a legitimate complaint. It's a legitimate concern. I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but what gets frustrating to me is when people can find anything and everything to complain about all the time. Okay, so it's a very legitimate complaint if you can't do this with assists on the way I have them. Required PR events are designed so if you have moderate assists, low, and traction on, you should be able to do this, okay, without needing extra upgrades. That's what I've been proving so far in this video. Now, so that's a legitimate complaint if you can't. However, if I can do it with those assists on, then it is possible. I tell you though, this takes the feel out of the cars, this takes the enjoyment out of the game for me. It's not racing for me when I'm doing this. It just doesn't feel like racing to me. But I get it, if that's how you enjoy the game, I do get it. My first 18 months playing this game, I was actually steering assist high, brake assist low, traction control on. And it was hard for me to get out of that. Now, I'm certainly slipstreaming here. This isn't the speed run. I'm slipstreaming so I can overtake him, hopefully here. There we go. Nice smash there. It gets him on the brakes. Now, I'm going to go up to the far right. Watch. I'm getting no slipstream because Gunner's going to gain on me big time. I'm getting 0 slipstream, right? We can agree on this? Look, I'm going to hit my speed right now. Now I'm going to go down and block him. I hit speed with no help from him. 0 help. Now, I'm going to try to get away from him. I'm going to stay up here because he's going to go down. As soon as he goes up, I'll go down. Little bit of slipstream, but I'm going to hit speed right about here. Yeah, I could have driven in deeper if I wanted to. And I still had that other section I could have hit it again. So, very possible, even if you have assists on. So I don't know. I think people are just driving it in way too deep, sliding off track or doing something. I don't know. Here you can see every single time my assists are on. Look at that. On the right-hand side, you can see it every single time when a race is starting. So that's how you know that I'm doing all of these races with assists. Also, if you know race lines and how this car should be behaving, you can see it behaving strange. Like, watch this. I get on the throttle here, and it wasn't responding right away. You can watch the speed. Same with here. The speed's kind of flickering for a little bit because it's braking a little bit. It's not wanting me to slide, or it's still wanting me to be on the brakes. I don't know, but that's just what it's doing. That's what it's programmed to do. The assists are assisting. To be fair, I definitely had an easier time keeping it on track. In my other video, you'll see me sliding off track more often. You'll also see I was faster. I can't get below a 133 lap here, it seems. And I'm pretty sure I was doing 132s or faster in my no assists video, which I'll just call it my regular video. And it's just interesting how it works. Even there, it won't let me be on the throttle as early. Let's watch coming up here. Yep, coming up very soon. Not this corner, but actually this corner as well. Speed floats a little bit. And then coming up here, it won't let me on the throttle as early. I'm on the throttle, and it's like, let me think about that. That's like 2009, I had a Dodge Avenger RT. And if I wanted to floor it, I'd have to think about it a second ahead of time and floor it, because it would go, I'm not sure if I want to let you floor it. By the way, we're going to skip ahead a whole lap. So you'll, no use doing all of this. We skipped a whole lap there. So that would really think about it. Then I had the 2021 Audi, that you guys might have seen that video, Q5, Technic, Progressive. If I put that thing in sport mode, if I pounce on the gas, boom, baby, it was just on. That had turbo, double clutch. You had to use the top level fuel. Boy, was that ever a different experience. So anyway, this feels like I'm more driving that Avenger again, where I get on the gas and it's like, I don't know, let me think about it. And I'm used to Audi type of performance in this game, where it's like, you want gas, you get it now. No thinking. Like, you want to get in trouble, get in trouble. If I turned off all of the assists on the Audi, which I did quite a lot actually, you could get your side tires off the ground. I mean, ask me how I know. Well, I'll tell you, because I did. And I think it would let you get in trouble if you wanted to. With most cars, even with your assists off, it still has them a little bit. Like, they're still in sub-traction control, but you could get in trouble if you wanted to. Yep. Okay, so here we go. I'm showing you that I'm catching guys about like I was in the other video, honestly. I've got 3 more guys to catch. I've got 1 lap left, and if you watch the mini map, you can see that they're not too far in front of me. Holy smokes, watch my speed. I just hit 292. That was way more than what I needed to hit, and there was no slipstreaming. I'm talking about Stage 5 Race 2. So there's lots of room to hit speed in this car with these upgrades. Okay, so obviously these 2 guys are right in front of me. I'm going to go under, get around this guy pretty quick. A little bit of slipping. I'm having to readjust how I take that corner. I'm carrying more speed. I'm actually learning that the game was I was probably losing a bit of speed to a slight loss of traction in my other video there with no assists. 1 more guy to go, and he should be right there, is he not? Is that not him up there? Yeah. So I'm catching this guy pretty much where I did in my other video. Pretty close. Like, I still have a lot of lap 4 to go, and I will catch him very shortly after this corner, because he's going to substantially overbrake, and then the race will just end. Yes, Aston Martin Vantage, I believe. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, 1 more race to go, and you got to keep your eyes open on this one. Stuff gonna happen. I didn't have this happening when I was using no assists, but I'm gonna do the same race line, steer to the right immediately, get around a bunch of guys here, get down slipstream as much as possible. I'm looking to get a big toe into this corner, but watch what happens here. I'm looking to go under these guys, and I'm like, what? Oh, LMP1's crashing. Wow, I heard of a few other people having that happen. And then, is that a Duqueine? No, I think that was an Orica. And, okay, so I'm already in 8th place. And yes, some people are saying, what are we racing against LMP1s for? I don't know. Like, yeah, it wouldn't happen, but I don't think it would happen in real life. Would this happen at Le Mans? 24 hours of Le Mans, like Lassarth? I don't know. At any rate, there's a lot of time to make this up. So if you wanted, you could hang back until these guys sort things out a little bit. I like to be in pouncing range. I like to be just there. So I know I've got 4 guys dancing with each other, and this could go bad for me, but I'm ready to pounce, and I'm waiting for that opportunity. Right here it showed up. I had a little tap on that guy, but there we go. I got 3 right there. Now watch what happens here. That Porsche is all over me. Nice push. So they're getting racy behind me, but that's okay. Nice pass around the Beamer. I've only got 3 more to go. And nice long speed run here. Okay, so I've passed almost everybody in lap 1. Lap 2, I should be able to get the rest. I don't know for sure. Curious to see if Gunnar is going to have a hard time in this race as he was in my other one. Gunnar's been the #1 dude the whole game, the whole series here for the Duqueine race day at Sebring. But then he gets overtaken in my other video. I noticed he got overtaken every time right around the beginning of the second lap. So I'm very curious to see if once I get by Sean here, I'm a little further back in the field. There again, Gunnar got passed. Huh. So they made the other guy mark. Maybe that's a different car up there. That must have been what happened. Second place was starting in a different car than he was in other races. That's my guess. Okay, I'm close enough. I think I can pounce on Gunnar. Try to do an outside overtake here. Oh, I better watch my lane. Whoa. See? I had to watch my lane. I was not in my lane. He was going to come up, but he's just trying to race his lane. So he wasn't going to pit me. I was getting into his lane. And you got to watch. Like, that's not professional to go into someone else's lane. So, yeah. Okay, so Mike is fast. What's Mike driving? Is that an Audi? Pretty sure that's an Audi. I think that's the difference. Okay, I'm going to get him right away. We're coming to the corner that they're weak at. He's weak here. I'm going to pounce. Let's get around him here. There we go. Now, I'm going to flip forward to the last lap. I want you to see my speed run. This is going to be pretty seamless. There we go. We just went to the fourth lap. Watch this speed run. Obviously no slipstreaming. There's no one near me. Let's just see how fast I can get. I'm going to drive it in a little bit deep. No, less than I did that one time. That time I think I was slipstreaming. Still, I hit the 290s. So there you go. It's very possible. I'll show you my upgrades here in just a little bit here. I'll speed up the final screens here. So there you go, guys. Definitely possible with assists on. You just need some race line help there. So please check that out. I'm still passing on the feedback to the developers. Please like, please subscribe. Here's the other videos. Upgrade costs, all that stuff is in the other videos. Bye-bye now.